What supplements lower blood sugars safely for us diabetics? Are we healthier, smarter, stronger, or going to live longer lives taking these on a daily basis? In this episode, you will learn the hidden truths. What actually happens behind closed doors in this very secretive world of supplemental science. And it will shock you, because I guarantee you or your loved ones are a victim of the supplement industry without even knowing it. That is, until today. Welcome to the Resilient Diabetic. This is the channel we turn ordinary, struggling diabetics into extraordinary, well-controlled diabetics. If you're new to this channel, I welcome you. My name is Sampat. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that gray notification bell. That way you'll be alerted when new life-changing episodes have been published. And if you learned something new today, I want you to smash that like button for me. As with all my videos, this should not be considered personal medical advice. This is my interpretation of the latest research. If you want medical advice, please always consult your physician. In 2015, the global dietary supplement market size was worth $112 billion. Yes, with a B. Recent surveys suggest that 52% of Americans take at least one supplement a day, and 10% take 4 or more. There are more than 90,000 vitamin and dietary supplement products sold here in the United States. They come in many different forms, from pills to powders to drinks and even nutrition bars. What do they all promise? Some better version of ourselves, lower blood sugars, stronger bones, slimmer waistlines, bigger muscles, happier intestines, better sex lives, and my favorite, more potent and stronger brains. Supplement companies leverage 5 things against us, especially us diabetics. First, they use our desperation against us in the want to lower blood sugars. The second is convenience over true sacrifices. Why take the time to shop, then cook, then clean up, then eat a meal when you can just take that magic pill instead? Third, they play the made by nature, the all-natural card over the evil, fake, synthetic, pharmaceutical man-made drug route. Fourth, they use science against us with words like scientifically proven, backed by science. It sounds like Nirvana, a group of companies with so much love and passion for what they do, especially their scientists dedicated to non-biased research. While there are a small handful of science-backed companies, the vast majority who want to appear wholesome and pure are not. Science is nothing more than a word to increase sales. It's like saying your steak is gluten-free. Fifth, and in my opinion, is the most important, the placebo effect. They know that once you've bought the product, you've become both emotionally and monetarily vested and then become a true believer, even if the product does absolutely nothing for you, because something feels better than nothing. We know diabetes is a disease of the diet, first and foremost. We can make huge impacts on our blood sugars by just simply cutting down on the carbohydrates. We all have a natural thought or belief there has to be some form of a supplement that might be powerful enough so that I get to eat my carbs again and remain complication-free. If you're newly diagnosed, it's guaranteed that you're going to shell out for some of them. And I don't blame you. You're only human. But before you head down to that health food store and drain your bank account, I want you to consider the following facts. First, you have to be suspicious of the dietary research behind the supplement you're going to buy. You may see a lot of social media reports on this or that supplement that supposedly prevents or cures diabetes. What you first have to understand, these reports are almost always based on research funded by the companies themselves who sell this food or supplement. Careful scrutiny of this research almost always reveals this first flaw. Do you think for a second a company whose sole purpose is to make a profit will pay for a study that will expose all of their flaws? When they do pay for a study to be done, they will not only stack the deck in their favor, but the negative data that does appear will never be known or released. These tenuous, flimsy studies are either done on rodents, in petri dishes, or in tiny, small batches of people who are selectively chosen. This industry is rife with hype and wishful thinking. Medical research is extremely expensive, particularly research involving a lot of subjects and expensive lab tests. So virtually all studies that claim health benefits for a supplement is funded by the companies that will benefit if the public buys more of that food or supplement. There's another huge problem with the supplement industry here in the United States. It's the elephant in the room. Back in the 1980s, some very powerful lobbying groups, including one large supplemental manufacturer, gave campaign contributions to a senator who had the power to essentially stop the FDA from regulating supplements. As a result, there is no oversight or standards. This is an industry with almost no regulation and essentially operates on what's known as a honor code. This means we are all guinea pigs. All prescription and non-prescription drugs are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, but dietary supplements are treated like specialty foods. So all the drugs you can buy, even without prescription, must be proven safe and effective, but dietary supplements do not. Supplements are all natural, so they must be better for you, right? Drugs are defined as substances intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent disease. The general rule, drugs are considered unsafe until they're proven safe. Supplements are defined as products taken orally for supplementing the diet. The general rule for supplements, they are considered safe until they're proven unsafe. Here is the bottom line that you must know and understand. When we ingest a substance concentrated in a high dose, whether it be a supplement or a drug, there is no difference to the human body. They both can be equally just as harmful. What about the quality standards of the supplements? What has random checks found? And this is where things get really ugly. Products often contain a lot less than what is listed on the label, and in other cases, the bottle may contain other unlisted substances which may be extremely harmful to you. I will give you one extreme example of how it works. These well-known and respected supplement companies market a product supposedly containing an all-natural herb. What the pills actually contained were very cheap and easy to get substitutes, which were actually highly toxic pharmaceutical drug analogs. Anytime there's an attempt to reintroduce even the smallest of oversight into the marketing and sales of the industry, the supplemental companies band together and they will send paid promoters to blast the airwaves, the web, the social media with posts about your rights to freedom from governmental oversight will be violated. Congressmen are then overwhelmed with complaints, and the supplement companies go back to earning billions selling you whatever they feel like putting in their magic pills for the month. How widespread is the deception? Researchers using DNA fingerprinting techniques tested 44 herbal supplements from a dozen of well-known different companies, found less than half were authentic. Let me repeat that. Less than half were authentic. Most of them contained other plants, contained contaminants, or fillers not even listed on labels. I bet I know what you're thinking. Jay, what if I purchase my supplements from a reputable retail store instead of Amazon or on the web? Wouldn't names like Walgreens, CVS, Target, and even GNC work to protect their supply channels to maintain great standards? Unfortunately, the issue of fake supplements is so chronic that even these stores are not immune from this problem. In 2015, New York State Attorney General Office accused GNC, Walgreens, Target, and Walmart of selling quote-unquote fraudulent and potentially dangerous supplements. Here are a few, and I do mean a few, of the details from the same report. GNC supplements contain ingredients that were not listed on the labels, some of which were very dangerous allergens for certain people. Get this, a top-selling ginseng supplement from Walgreens turned out to be only rice and garlic extract. 6 supplements from Target tested completely negative for the main ingredient it claimed. What was actually in the product? Beans, rice, and carrots. This is the placebo effect, as I mentioned earlier, and it is powerful. There is absolutely nothing in that bottle, but those who take it feel completely dependent upon it. The supplement industry banks on this. So that leads us into the main question. How do the supplement companies market and convince you to buy the products? One way is to pay people called shills to blog or to participate in discussion groups pretending to be ordinary folks to push these expensive supplements. It may take some close observation to determine which frequent contributors to discussion boards are paid, but the tip-offs are these. First, shills introduce comments about their wonderful supplements into every discussion they participate in. Shills rarely add to real discussions except to cite the benefits of these supplements. Shills will also, in very subtle ways, try to destroy the credibility of anyone questioning the supplement's value. People who do question the value of the supplements disappear from discussion boards or blogs owned by the people who profit from the supplemental sales. I can't tell you how many forums I have been banned from for just speaking up. By the way, have you seen these really big block ads on TV or on AM radio? My favorite is the one I hear every Sunday on my AM channel for better brain power. And these ads are really convincing. They use paid doctors to promote their products. These unscrupulous doctors only provide data or results from their own internal, highly biased studies. And second, I want to warn you, just because they call themselves a doctor does not mean they are a medical doctor. Remember, you can have a PhD in underwater basket weaving and be called a doctor. If after listening to the sales pitch you were given and you're still skeptical, scammers have another enticement, a free, no-risk trial offer. What do you have to lose? You'll probably be charged a nominal shipping fee, but that gives the fraudsters your credit card information. They may go ahead and bill you for the full price of the product or enroll you in a long-term subscription costing hundreds and hundreds of dollars or more. And unbeknownst to you, the terms were undisclosed or buried deep in the fine print, and you've got no way out. So you're just not a fan of vegetables. What is the harm of popping the same vitamin and minerals that are concentrated in a pill? You have to take into account the very complicated and competitive environment in the intestines where our nutrients are absorbed. When you take a highly dosed vitamin, not only is the absorption rates poor, but you will prevent or displace another vitamin or mineral from getting absorbed, generally causing a deficiency of the other. and they will never tell you this. Vitamins and minerals are best absorbed through the foods they naturally come in. Think of it like this. When foods contain a mix of minerals, enzymes, antioxidants, fiber, and other key substances, they help absorb and use these nutrients optimally. That is how our digestive system evolved. Eating a well-balanced, low-carb meal is always much healthier than taking a multivitamin. In an editorial titled "Enough is Enough, Stop Wasting Money on Vitamin and Mineral Supplements," Johns Hopkins researchers reviewed evidence about supplements, including three important studies. An analysis involving 450,000 people found that multivitamins did not reduce the risk of heart disease or cancer. Why? As we have discussed this before, it's all related to insulin levels and blood sugars. A study that tracked the mental functioning and multivitamin use of 5,947 men for 12 years found that multivitamins did not reduce the risk of mental declines. Again, we did an episode on dementia and Alzheimer's and the direct connection to high carbohydrate diet and high circulating blood sugars. A study of 1,708 heart attack survivors who took a high-dose multivitamin or a placebo for 55 months, rates of later heart attacks, heart surgeries, and deaths were similar in both groups. We have discussed both vitamin D and magnesium in detail, and I'll put a link in the description box below on each of those videos. And I get asked all the time, what supplements, if any, do I personally use as a type 1 diabetic? Those of you who are subscribed, and I know you are, then you know my lifestyle. My business requires me to be physically active and on premise 7 days a week. No days off, no breaks. I exercise twice a day, cardio in the morning, and weight training in the evening 6 days a week. That does not include family time with a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old running around the house. It's a busy day for me, let alone trying to manage my blood sugars and my insulin requirements to keep my A1C in the low 5s. Do I use supplements to aid in my busy day? No, I do not, with one exception. I do take a vitamin D supplement on a daily basis. What is the true purity and quality of my vitamin D supplement? You know what? I could not say. I, just like you, am at the mercy of said manufacturer. And to be completely honest, I don't trust them. That is why I try to get all of my nutrients, my antioxidants, my macro minerals, my micro minerals, or what's known as trace minerals, from the diet. So what is my tip of the day? What advice can really help your diabetes and blood sugars when it comes to supplements? And you may be thinking I am joking about this. I want you to take all those pills and supplement bottles you still have sitting in the cupboards, put them into a trash bag with handles. Next, I want you to take that trash bag and go for a walk around the block with the trash bag over your head. Yes, I said over your head. The reason, when you exercise with your hands over your head, it increases your heart rate significantly. When you get back, I want you to throw it in the dumpster and then go check your blood sugars. That trip around the block with that trash bag over your head will do you far more good than what was in that trash bag to begin with. Our diets have changed far too quickly for our genes to keep up. The end result is a cluster of conditions that include and are not limited to dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer, elevated blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, obesity, and now COVID-19. Life expectancy for the first time in our nation's history decreased after 2014, and for 3 years in a row, it declined. The playlist I will set up for you next will answer the questions why, and the link between all of those diseases. If you're on your desktop or laptop, I want you to use a mouse to click this upcoming box. If you're on your mobile device, I want you to tap that with your fingers. The first is the link to subscribe to this all-important channel. The second is the link to the playlist mentioned on diseases. So have a great and productive day, and we will see you soon with another new episode, which are generally released weekly. Bye for now.